Every year as I come to the end of one of my series, I always feel obligated to make a point, a very specific point always comes to me. And this year, the Easter 23 season, it's no different. And my point is this. If you do decide to declare war on Satan, if you do decide to be a Christian warrior and make it your goal to stop the Antichrist or the beast or whatever seems to be facing you, if you do that, you have got to expect it to get weird, because it's going to get weird. The supernatural aspects have to be dealt with, and they have to be dealt with because they are real, and they're going to come at you. You're going to have weird things happen to you. I'm just telling you. You don't take a swing at the devil without getting a receipt. I'm telling you, you don't. But you remember this. As someone who has gone through addiction and come out on the other side clean and sober, you've done something special. You've done something that 97% of the people with all those resources and all that money and all that science, you've done something they can't do. You succeeded, which makes you dangerous to Satan. It makes you a very, very valuable asset to God and dangerous to Satan. And there's a whole lot of things in the heavenly realm that know this is going on. You know, it's kind of like Joseph in Genesis. If Joseph, his brothers sold him into slavery, and he was taken down as a slave down into Egypt, and it was horrible. And he ended up becoming a very important person in Egypt. He was a ruler, and he saved the day for them. You know, he interpreted a dream and predicted a drought, and he saved the day for Egypt. And then he saved the Jews. They came down there, and he gave them a place to stay, and it was a wonderful story. And at the time when they took his Technicolor dream coat from him and covered it in blood to take back to their dad to trick him and saying a wild animal killed him, when all that's going on, it's the most horrible thing in the world. But God has a way of taking that horribleness and turning into something beyond good. And that's what's happened to you. You've gotten through this thing, and now it's time for you to take your next step. Once you cross that threshold and take the next step and you get into it, you're going to get attacked, and you're going to get attacked often. And that's why I love my favorite book when it comes to strategy and just all-around knowledge of what it means to fight addiction would be James. I love James. And James, if you can get James up, give me James 1, 2 through 4. All right. First chapter of James, he says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." Consider it pure joy when these trials are happening to you. Let it happen. God is working through you. You're becoming something. Like I said before, you're becoming a new creation. Let these things happen because they produce perseverance. And perseverance, when it's fully mature, makes you capable of doing anything. We must succeed. You've got to go into it You got to go into it with the attitude that you've got to succeed. You've got to win. And, for example, you know why the University of Kentucky is one of the best basketball programs in the country? They, this year, have got the Player of the Year returning. They've got the #1 recruiting class in the country scheduled for next year coming in, and they've got a Hall of Fame basketball coach, and because they're not up to the right standards, they're calling for his head. They have to succeed. You have to succeed. Don't take no for an answer. I use it time and time again. Ephesians 6:12. Our battle is not with flesh and blood. We wrestle our struggle. We wrestle against we wrestle against the powers, the rulers, the authorities of this dark world, and the evil spirits of the heavenly realm. So go into it knowing what you're getting into, but go into it knowing that you're tailor-made for it. You will succeed at this because you've already been a success.